Andrew, on today's show, we are celebrating the 26% growth of a client who's really been a member of our coaching program for just 4 short months.
Yeah, they're killing it.
It's epic. It's amazing. And now, without any further ado, it is now time for another edition of
Wins of the Week!
Doing the bull dance.
If your business isn't growing, give us a call.
You can do it! 21 gigawatts!
Andrew. And now, without any further ado, it's now time to introduce our guest here, the incredible Brooke Dudley. Brooke Dudley, welcome on to the Thrive Time Show. How are you, ma'am?
I am fantastic. Thank you.
So tell the listeners out there, what is the name of your company?
Right Choice Outdoor Products.
And how did you originally hear about us here at the Thrive Time Show?
From Josh Fellman.
Josh Fellman. Okay, great. And Josh Fellman, for the listeners out there that don't know, he runs a company called 500KMSP.com. 500KMSP.com. So are you from the Claremore area, or how do you know Josh?
Yes, we live in Claremore.
And do you guys go to the same church, or tell us kind of the connection there between the two families?
So when we owned our other outdoor power equipment store that was in Claremore, Josh bought a mower from us, and we just kind of hit it off from there, and now we have the store in Siloam Springs.
And you guys have been working in our program or working with us for how long have we had the opportunity to work together?
It's just been a few months, maybe 4 now.
And how much have your sales gone up as a percentage during those 4 months?
During those 4 months, our gross profit has gone up 26%.
26%. So your profit has gone up 26% within just 4 short months. And again, what's the name of your company and what's your website?
Right Choice Outdoor Products, and our website is rightchoiceoutdoor.com.
What do you guys sell?
We sell lawnmowers, so we sell Grasshopper, Cub Cadet, Bad Boy, and Wright lawnmowers, and also Steel handheld equipment and some really cool Stasic electric bikes for kids.
Now, this might sound like a backhanded compliment, so that's not my intention here, Aaron. But you know this, there's a lot of people that will reach out. You've met some people at conferences.
Yeah.
That you go, this guy probably isn't a good fit yet.
Yes.
So we're not insulting our listeners. We're just saying sometimes the student, until the student's ready, the teacher can't really do his work. You know, the teacher appears when the student's ready.
Yeah.
And this guest her and her husband are very much ready for implementation.
Yeah.
But I'm not trying to insult every other listener by saying that they're not a good fit, because I'm just saying this guest is really a great fit. And I just want to ask you, Brooke, what let you know that maybe business consulting was what your company needed?
Well, we were kind of in a spot where we knew we had the potential to grow, but just with my husband and I, we didn't really know where to start or what to do, because our main goal is to get the store running where we don't have to work all the time. And we came to a conference. Josh invited us to a conference, and we were like, wow, it was amazing. And we came up to you that day. We were like, hey, we want to be clients if you have room. We were really excited about it.
Now, Aaron, you've seen this enough, but could you maybe share why you think that we don't have more than 160 clients? Like why it's not on my list to have 10,000 one-on-one clients?
Yeah, I would say because you want to have clients that you can be, they have a real product that they're selling or service. You want people who are going to be completely engaged in the process, and you don't want just anyone. You want the right people to be your clients, and I think that's awesome. You don't just want to exponentially grow forever. You had goals of how big you wanted to get, and then that's where you're comfortable.
Now, Brooke, again, I'm probably going to alienate 47% of our listeners right now, but you and I, we share the same values. You know, the Dudley family shares the same values as the Clark family. When did it become clear to you, Brooke, that you were like, oh, the Clark family shares the same values as the Dudley family. When did that become apparently clear to you?
Right away at the conference. I mean, it's obvious the way you do business, and you're not afraid to talk about the Bible, that controversial book.
Oh yeah, that controversial book.
Oh, she had to bring that up.
I think though right now, like during COVID, it's actually been selfishly the best time ever for my clients and for me.
It has been for us.
All my clients reach out to me, and this is how it started. They go, "Hey, I heard that show," like whispering, "I heard that show where you said that Neil Ferguson made the model that said 2.2 million people would die. And I looked it up, and it turns out Amazon did fund it. And it turns out Neil Ferguson is nefarious, and the PCR tests are fake. Thank you for sharing." And then about 1 month into it, it's like, "Hey, is this going to stop anytime soon?" 2 months into it, "Hey, Clay, I'm going to post something on Facebook pretty soon, but it's going to irritate my family." Month 4, month 5, it's like, "Are you kidding me? I've been posting on Facebook all day. These communists." All of us share the same worldview. All of us do. I mean, it's like been cathartic to know you guys and for you to know us. How would you explain what it's been like to work with the Thrive Time Show team during this time of such political divisiveness?
It's been awesome. I don't have to worry about what I say or anything. You know, we all think the same. We all know that COVID is crap, and that we just need to open the businesses, keep everything going. And working with you guys has been encouraging because you obviously encourage everyone to do that. And just knowing that there are other businesses out there thriving during this time is awesome too. I'm
going to cue up this audio clip, and I want to get your take on it. I know you've never heard it before because it came out about 3 hours ago. Brooke, but I want you to break it down if you can, and if you prefer not to comment, I'll know when you hang up that the conversation is over. That's my little tip that the conversation has concluded.
Good cue.
Okay, let me cue up the audio. Here we go. This is from One American News. 3 hours ago from One American News.
The latest numbers from the CDC reveal hospitals have been counting patients who died from serious pre-existing conditions as COVID-19 deaths. One America's Pearson Sharp has more as the CDC counts over 51,000 patients who died from heart attacks as opposed to coronavirus.
The Centers for Disease Control have updated their death counts for coronavirus and reveal yet again that COVID-19 is rarely the actual cause of death among coronavirus patients. According to the CDC themselves, of the 220,000 deaths attributed to the coronavirus, 87,000 of them died from pneumonia and influenza.
Is that shocking to you, Brooke?
No.
I
mean, I've known this. It's crazy.
And the thing that's very interesting is most entrepreneurs, even non-clients who I've met at conferences, have said COVID's crap from the very beginning, and the cases are being inflated because to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to be sort of stoic. You have to be able to take the emotion out of the situation, and you have to be able to look at the facts. And so now you guys have been able to take the emotion out of some of the situations, and you guys have been able to grow your company by 26% gross profit within just 4 months. What have been some of the things that you've implemented that you believe that have allowed your company to grow so quickly?
Just a couple things offhand that we learned from you guys since working with you is the group interview.
Oh, yeah.
That has been absolutely amazing. We have hired an A-level player from that has just really been great. And then also, as silly as it sounds that we weren't doing this before, a weekly meeting and daily meetings for our staff.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I think actually, if I can jump in here, Clay, I think part of what's helped them have success is you probably gave them the tips on what to name their lawn equipment, like the Bad Boy, Billy Goat, and the Grasshopper. And I think if you would have given Shaw Homes those names for floor plans, years ago, we would have gotten to where we are faster.
Ma'am, would you be interested in buying moving into the Hillshire home series or the Bad Boy Billy Goat home series? Which one is?
I think that probably had something to do with it. But
now, so you guys have done the group interview. You've done the group interview. You guys have definitely implemented checklists everywhere. Can you talk to the listeners out there about the mind freedom of implementing checklists?
Oh my goodness. They're wonderful. If you haven't done it, you need to. As a business owner, you think of all these things that need to be done, and wonder if they're being done or is so-and-so keeping up with it. Well, when there's a checklist, they can't forget, and they turn those checklists in every day, and their manager checks and makes sure that they did their checklist. So you know that if it's on the checklist, it's getting done.
Ah, such a good feeling.
Now, also, you guys have been maniacal about implementing the online reputation tips. There's many tips. There's a lot of systems, a lot of things we teach. But one of the things is you've asked for objective reviews from your real customers. Has that impacted your business at all, the number of leads when you have – because you guys have had thousands of clients before working with us, and calling them consistently and asking them for objective reviews. Has that helped your business?
Yes. And we recently started our tracking sheet, which helps us to know exactly where all the leads are coming from. And definitely, since we've gotten so many Google reviews, we recently hit 4.9 stars, which was a big win for us.
Come on.
It's definitely.
And like I see here, 327 Google reviews. That's amazing.
I cannot speak highly enough about you Brooke, and your husband, Matt. You guys are doing such a great job. And the reason why we have you on the show is we want to encourage somebody out there. So what would you say to some man or woman out there that feels stuck and is considering reaching out to do a 13-point assessment? Because we're going to do that for free. I'm not going to charge anybody for that. But what would you say in terms of if somebody who's on the fence about reaching out?
I would say just get rid of your doubts and try it. Before we went to the conference, we were kind of like, I don't know about this, but just go to Thrive Time, check it out. It's amazing. You'll wish you'd done it sooner.
How would you describe the conference itself, the conference experience?
One of a kind for sure. We were really surprised when we got there. Everything's just over the top, high energy. Like you can't not focus. Like it's so interesting. Everything is captivating, and you just, as a business owner, I just wanted to learn more. It was great. Carlton
Pearson, by the way, taught me everything I need to know about speaking. I will tell you one thing he taught me, and maybe this is a pro tip for somebody out there who's a speaker. He told me speaking events are like herding cows, and if you see one cow that starts to get lost or starts to lose focus, or in this case, drift away from the herd or drift off and not pay attention, it's not because your audience is a bad audience. It's because you're a bad teacher. You're a bad shepherd. And so you have to, in between the breaks, in between the sessions, in between the workshops, in between the statements, look at people and make sure that it makes sense, that they're getting it. If they don't, go through it multiple times. Take time out, allow people to write down questions. And that interactivity I really owe to Carlton Pearson. Aaron, you guys have grown your company in a dramatic way, shawhomes.com.
Yeah.
And the purpose of this show, again, is to help people go from just surviving to thriving.
Yeah.
What comments would you have about the actual workshop experience or the one-on-one business coaching experience?
Well, I mean, first of all, you started earlier. You said when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things that to be coached one-on-one, you have to let go of your ego. Let go of I came in with an attitude of I already know everything that I know.
And you knew a lot. Your business was already $24 million a year.
Yeah. And I was like, what do I not know that I can learn from somebody else? So I would say if you come for coaching, you got to come with that attitude, and you got to humble yourself and look at the ideas that Clay or one of your coaches is going to bring to you and work on implementing those things for one. And then I would say the same thing is kind of true when you come to the workshop. First of all, the workshop is like packing everything that I've gotten over the last 4 years into a 2-day workshop.
Fire hose.
It is drinking literally out of a fire hose. And when you're taking in all that information, I feel like the first time I went to it, probably about 5% of it stuck with me.
Yeah.
And I've been back to the workshop multiple times. I mean, I'm there almost every time you do a workshop.
Great people are there, too. You've met some great people.
Because, that's one thing, the networking part of it. But I also want to continue to pack all of that information in. And it's not just about ideas. It's about implementation. And until you really get those ideas ingrained in your everyday processes, then implementation doesn't happen.
Brooke, are you coming to the December conference?
We are planning on it.
Oh, yes. That conference is going to be a lot of fun, a lot of good energy. Right now we have the Riverwalk office where we typically have the events. That's where we're going to have the next conference if the new building is not done in time, we're working. It's kind of like the second Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Where it was the third one. It was the third one. It was the third Star Wars. It was the one where the Emperor was trying to build the Death Star again.
Yeah.
And it didn't look like it could shoot lasers, but it could.
Yeah.
That's kind of where our second building is at right now.
Yeah.
And I keep telling everybody, if as long as it can shoot lasers, we need to have it there.
Yeah.
It might not look like it could shoot lasers, but if it can shoot lasers, we need to have it there. And then that's lasers involves heat and air, these sorts of things. I thought about maybe lasers means no heat and air, no plumbing. Maybe that's still lasers. I don't know, but we'll see. James, you've been to a conference. How would you describe the experience? You're an attorney. What's your company, by the way, James?
I'm the lawyer James, thelawyer.james.com. But yeah, I mean, these conferences, they're very enriching, tons of information, great like-minded people there, and like Aaron said, it's just a little bit of information, a lot of information. We absorb a little bit. That's why go to every one of them.
Now, Brooke, you have the mic. Before you drop the mic, I'll give you the final word, my friend. What would you say to the Thrive Nation out there? Maybe one pro tip as it relates to one-on-one business consulting, coaching, the experience. I'd love to get your take.
Let's see here. What would I tell them? I mean, you can't know everything on your own, and even if you're a great business owner, having a coach is beyond valuable. When you look at what you pay monthly to be a Thriver, it's so little compared with all that you guys do. Coaching, you do helping with deliverables, all that stuff. It's just super helpful in every way, encouraging. You're held accountable to do things. As a business owner, you can get so wrapped up in the business, like working in the business, that you don't work on it. And having a coach really helps you be accountable to working on the business and improving those aspects of it. So
websites, print pieces, videography, photography. I didn't mean to cut you off there. Are you saying that you highly recommend our program?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Send this show to my mom. Somebody send it to my mom. I'm currently banned on Facebook for sharing truth about COVID, and I'm currently banned on LinkedIn. Someone's got to get this message to my mom using what was once known as phone technology. Someone could call my mom. I could even call my mom, but somebody needs to get this information to my mom. I'm not a complete loser. Hey, Brooke, thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. You are, in fact, a great American.
Thank you, Clay.
Take care. Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
And now, without any further ado, 3, 2, 1, boom!